You know those times in life where you bite off just a little bit more than you can comfortably chew, but you don't really realise it until you're committed, once you've already started chewing. And that basically perfectly describes our winter projects this past year. And I'm not just talking about those kind of maintenance jobs which need doing annually anyway, or fixing things that are broken. All the modifications and changes that we were looking to make with the projects that we embarked on were a consequence of living on a sailing boat for the last year. Things that we had learned and realised this is what we need to do to make this boat fit our lives more comfortably. And one of the first modifications we wanted to make was to maximise the living space we could, since we'd gone from a 4-bedroom house to a little plastic sailing boat. And we also wanted a space where we could still sit and enjoy the water, whether it was windy or raining or cold, or whatever's going on outside, rather than having to be inside the boat. So in order to make that idea become a reality, Carly teamed up with Amzi from Shoreham Canvas, and they got to work on completing that mission. Although before they could get started, given all the projects we've been undertaking, there was quite a bit of cleaning and tidying that needed doing, so Carly got straight onto that while I was at work.
Right, well I think that takes care of that, and any moment Amzi will be here with the enclosure. I am so excited. Here she comes! How are you feeling? Excited? Yeah! Good!
Number one.
This is a great example. Here I am, sat in it right now, whilst it's chucking it down with rain. Check it out. It makes all the difference. Another issue we had last year, unwittingly, was a headsail issue. And we basically had the halyard of the headsail got wrapped up as we furled and unfurled the headsail, and got tangled up and jammed the use of the headsail. Anyway, it later transpired upon further investigation that what had happened is, as I had taken the halyard off of the winch, which it basically permanently sat on, and I took it off of the winch whilst trying to maintain tension, and then cleated the halyard up, that created just enough slack at the top of the halyard for it to come a little bit loose and then give us too much play, which got us in a bit of a pickle. And it was easy enough to rectify. I just put the halyard back around the winch once we untangled it, pulled it taut again and cleated it off whilst it remained on the winch. But it always just seemed like a waste of a good winch to me. Like there must have been a way in which we could utilise the winch to get the tension we wanted, but then be able to put the halyard somewhere else once it's tightened up, and then be able to cleat the halyard off somewhere whilst having that winch free should we ever want to use it for anything. And that's how we got started on this modification. Right, another job down. About 1,000,001 left to go. Next up on the list, handrails. For any of you that have been here a while, you'll know that I put a lot of time and a lot of love into these old handrails on the boat. But I think the wood was just a bit too far gone and they were just a bit too deteriorated. And I got to thinking, I'm just not convinced that if one of us had to grab those rails in anger, whether they would be strong enough or they'd just snap off. So we decided to tackle the handrails. But for any of you that know boats particularly well, especially this kind of make and model of boat, just changing the handrails isn't a little job. There's a lot involved. There's a lot of roof lining to take down, there's awkward nuts and bolts to get to, there's sealing to get... It's actually quite a big upheaval. But it was niggling me, so it had to be done. Another problem, it's not necessarily a problem, but another area of the boat that we really wanted to change after living on it for a year was having somewhere midships where we could go and lie down. Kylie and I have both been hit by seasickness in the past, and by far the best place for momentum seems to be in the middle of the boat if you're going to try and lie down and get some sleep. Yet all we had was a very thin couch and a table, and didn't drop down or fold away, so it was a very narrow space, and in a seaway that could be quite uncomfortable if you're, depending on which side you're heeling over. On top of that, we also happen to have some fairly big unit friends, and having other people to come and stay and visit is amazing. Being able to share this adventure either in real life with friends and family coming over, or with you guys vicariously taking you on the adventure that we've embarked on, it's a lovely thing to be able to do. Yet the guys don't necessarily want to come and stay on the boat because there's nowhere for them to sleep comfortably. So Carly decided to undertake this next mission, and that was to convert our table, saloon, dining area into somewhere that could transform into a very large sleeping area. But we also had money to think about as well, or lack of it. The boat modifications fund was rapidly running dry, so Carly, feeling frugal, decided to tackle this one head on herself, and here's how she got on.
Found this for £52 in IKEA. It's a solid piece of wood, so we could sand that, varnish it, and hopefully that'll do the job. In the future.
Alright.
It's dust on it, mate. Our dinner here?
Of Carly's project. Operation More Places for People to Sleep.
Yes.
You see, the thing is, we've got some pretty big friends. Well, I personally had some pretty big friends. Like rugby player, they're not fat or anything. They're units. And trying to get a unit in a little double bedroom like that with their partner it's asking a lot, really. It's super cozy. Should we show them what it looks like? How easy it is to put the
Hopefully. So just undo these, like so. And then we'll put the cushions, spread them out.
And also, it's got a really kind of like lounge vibe, hasn't it? Like now we've got a coffee table, we can all just sit and lounge, watch TV, put our feet up. As well as that awesome job Carly did on the saloon table, she was also tackling other jobs whilst I was at work behind the scenes, the forward head, the aft head, and just dragging those kicking and screaming into the 21st century. And she called upon help from people around us in the marina who were more than happy to give her a helping hand. One of those people was Dan, the actual scientist, thank you mate, who managed to salvage and reclaim some science laboratory worktop and fashion it into something that we felt would give the head a bit of a unique touch.
As always, one job has led to another, and I have decided to remove the old toilet.
Carly's forward head project, this has come straight out of a science laboratory and was due to be binned, believe it or not. Dan very kindly cut that out for us, Dan the scientist. And Carly is now just getting ready to fit it. And we're going to show you an awful lot more on Carly's head makeover, as well as we've just got a couple of little finishing touches that we want to do before we show it off. We're probably going to do an updated boat tour video 2 years on, having lived on the boat and made all these changes, just so you can sort of see before and after. And it's like a work of art. And I don't mean that in anything other than it's not finished. It's not finished. It's a work in progress, and that's when you're trying to strike that balance between living somewhere this small and upgrading it, updating it, and just styling it and making it feel like a home. It's a bit of a juggling act because you also want to use that boat to go and explore and see great places, so you're just trying to find that balance. But I think 2 years on, we've made a lot of improvements and a lot of changes that we really love and we'd love to share with you. So that'll probably be in a few videos' time. Another lesson learned was that though England is home to many stunning beaches, it's not quite Bahamian sand that you're landing on a lot of the time. Those beaches can be quite sharp and jagged, and when you have a fully inflatable dinghy, that can often mean you're spending a decent amount of time repairing punctures in the bottom of your dinghy. So we wanted to try and do without that this year, and that meant only one thing. We needed to find a dinghy with a hard bottom, and we've got a YouTube channel, and that basically meant there was only one option, wasn't there? There was just one option. Smile on Carly's face. Here she is. Hello.
You alright? Where do you want to go?
Oh my goodness!
It's all shiny and new. Look at this.
Look at it.
Wow. This looks a bit posh, doesn't it? Look at this.
That's so cool. It's even better than I imagined. Nick, hi.
Hey, Nick.
How you doing?
Oh, brilliant. Fought the weather for it.
I know, what a shame. Thank you so much for inflating it. So
Yeah,
big job.
super cool.
Solid.
Oh, isn't it,
We are
Josh?
not piercing that.
The beautiful thing is they all come with the rubbing strake here on the bottom as standard, the whole
Okay.
guard. So when it comes to beach hopping, going up to beaches, you don't really have to worry about it then
No.
hitting the aluminium hull and marking it. You've got that.
Fantastic.
And I hear it's fully recyclable as well. This
Yes,
can
it
be...
is. Yeah, that's
How
the
cool
beautiful
is-
thing about
How
them.
cool
So
is that?
we're all aluminium hull,
Well-
and then the tube materials can all be recycled and reused.
I loved the sound of that when Carly was mentioning it. I loved the sound because down here we have a dinghy graveyard and they're all sort of, they're all, you know, all the inflatables dead and there's just plastic everywhere. So
Yeah, there's loads of little lovely little perks to the classic.
Yeah, you're
so,
going to have to talk us through it to tell us what's there to know about this amazing thing.
so one of the main things that I love about the classic over the ultralight is it's got the second skin floor, which you can see.
Yeah.
So if you are ever getting any water in the boat, it
Oh,
sinks
I
down into here,
see.
so your feet don't
Fantastic.
get wet. And the beautiful thing as well is, so you don't trip over any fuel lines or anything like that.
Yeah.
The fuel tank, if you run an external fuel tank, sits up here into the bow locker,
Amazing.
and all the fuel lines run under the deck.
Oh my goodness.
And the nice thing from the factory, which used to be fun, was you used to have to try and feed down the fuel line,
Yeah.
and someone
They've created a mousing line already.
so you just tie it to the fuel line, pull it all through, prime it up, and you're good to go, and it keeps everything then out of the way. Soft feel EVA deck,
Yeah, love
which
this.
is absolutely lovely. It's just soft feeling on the floor.
Can I have a look in
You
here?
feel it with it, yeah.
so it turns out that's not my fishing cupboard.
It's not, you know, that's the
It's
fuel
not my
tank
fishing
cupboard.
Okay.
We were always constantly trying to create like something at the front for Hank to be able to sit on because he loves
Yeah.
to
He
sit up
loves
at the
being at the
bow.
front. This is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, and
This
so
is
now he can
perfect because he
sit
can't get comfortable normally because he's like he
Yes.
hangs off.
So
He's gonna
it's
be
a
so
lovely
excited.
new wide bow that we've done at the front as well. So as you can see, it gives you a nice
Yeah.
stepping on platform as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you were to come up, you've got the nice square front, so you can sit against it, and then you can just step off on and off the yacht.
What's that? Let's do that. Thank you. That's your new dingbat. Are you excited? Okay. We're going to put it in the water, and then when the rain stops, we'll go out for a ride to the beach. Heavy?
It's not as light as the all inflatable, but it seems like a fair trade-off.
Yes. Hank! Look at him, he's eager. Straight away. He's gonna love that. Oh, Nick, thank you.
Next up, Hank.
Use the Force, Luke. Do not be tempted by the dark side.
I completely get it, right? Hank is the star of this story. Most of you are only really tuning in to get glimpses of the recluse that is Hank. And Carly and I are merely his backup performers. We're his backup singers. But part of your job as a backup artist is to ensure that the front man has the best conditions to perform optimally. And that's why we think that this next project is arguably the most important one that we have done at all this year.
It's being filmed the weekend before we depart. We depart hopefully in a couple of days, and we're squeezing one more. What would you call it? It's not a big project, is it? One more essential skill into our Swiss Army knife of knowledge. So we're basically going to take Hank to stay at Carly's mum's house while the pair of us go on a dog first aid course. Seems like a sensible thing to do, you know.
Yes.
If Hank needs mouth to mouth or some chest compressions, you know, we can do it confidently. But that's where we're heading. So he does have a knack of getting injured. He got stung by a bee last year on his foot, which I know was not massive, but you know, it could have been his neck or his mouth or his face. And the other day he cut his paw open.
And he stabbed his...
Oh yeah, and he stabbed him. So he's actually
quite accident-prone.
He's actually clumsy, yeah, he's a klutz. So it'd probably be quite handy, especially on a boat. Yeah, it's probably a good thing to know how to patch him back up. So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Persevere. Do you think so? What you're saying?
You gonna go stay with Nana T and Pops today? Just for a little bit?
Slowly. Morning.
This is designed to have a heartbeat, so she has a pulse, and she can breathe for her rescue breaths as well and give her CPR. There's two of you, you can help lift it up if you're on your own. The best way is to grab the base of the tail and one top leg and lift it up your leg as much as possible. The water will just drain out.
Wow,
Okay, but if you felt that and she didn't have a pulse, you'd need to start compression straight away. So you
Okay.
want to link your hands. That's it.
Alright, I hear.
Heel of the palm about here.
I hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then compress. So lock your elbows and lean right forward over. That's it. So you want to go a bit faster.
Under the saw.
Sorry, you've got singing in your voice now.
Checked. Thank you. And then check pulse.
If it
No
wasn't
pulse.
there.
So we're going again.
A little bit slower. Okay, well done.
Okay. We are certified dog first aid emergency people. Dominic also has his.
Yeah, me too. We can both look after Hank now.
So hopefully, yeah, we'll never need it, but
Yeah.
we'll be able to save his life.
Fingers crossed.
Now time to go sailing.
Yes, finally.
And the time had finally come to say goodbye to everybody in the marina, or farewell, bon voyage. I think goodbye is maybe a bit too final, but so many people that became our friends and helped us in so many different ways, whether it was mentorship, paid employment, people that helped us with things that we needed installing on the boat that were perhaps a little bit above our pay grade, to just having pleasant company to hang out with and shoot the breeze and have a beer. We're going to miss a lot of these people. Hank is definitely going to miss Bonio Bill, and I'm sure Bonio Bill feels the same way, but time to move on.
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing? Oh, keys. Yes. Is this big off now, is it?
This is big off. Yeah.
Ah, that's
You
brilliant,
gave
because I've
us-
literally just, I gave it to David the other day and I was like, pretty sure I have a spare key, I need to see Dom, because I think he might have a key and I've forgotten about it.
I told her not to do it.
I'm going to say goodbye. He thinks it's a curse.
It is a curse. Every time you say goodbye, something else breaks on the boat. We can never go anywhere.
It's got to be adieu, isn't it? Or bon voyage,
Yeah.
rather than goodbye.
Until next time. Until next time. Maybe that's where we're going wrong. We keep saying bye.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Adieu, adieu.
The Ginger Dom. Until next time.
Bridge there. Bridge. 6 months ago. 6 months ago, that wouldn't have happened.
That's it. No car. Nothing.
We are.
Everything we own is now on the boat,
We're
not
nomads.
in the back of the car.
We're digital floating nomads once again.
Yeah, although this time feels more official because we've always had like the car and everything here to come back to.
Yeah. Now we're properly. Feel like we're really casting off this time.
Yeah.
Like we mean it. Say goodbye to Gregor.
Oh, and you said no goodbyes. Until next time.
Until next time with Gregor. So
Yeah.
he's the only person I talk philosophically with around here. It starts off with small talk and always ends up philosophical.
Is that video? Hello, Mr. Video Man.
Hello, Mr. Gregor, man. Until next time.
How are you?
Good,
So you're
man.
going now?
No, in the morning.
In the morning.
We're
Yeah.
just going to finish packing up, getting everything so.
Come on, go.
What? Yeah, it's gonna be an adventure. Come on, Hank. We're going. Come on, then.
Are we good for that? Are we good to go diesel now, Bill?
Oh yes, certainly, my man. How many litres would you like?
I don't know, a couple
Fill
hundred?
us up.
Fill
Well,
us
that's
up.
up, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here are a couple
Who
of-
am I going to chase around the marina now?
Bill.
Bill. Yeah, I can chase Bill round. Wait, what? I certainly won't be chasing you, will I? Bet on him.
You bloody look after customers, don't you?
Oh yes.
Look at that. I'll look after that. You can do that bit.
If you put the lid on.
This is the service.
Look at this.
This is what you get when you come to
Itchin'
the Itchin
Marie.
fuel station. You get.
There you go. Nice bit of cloth.
Thank you very much.
And now the time has finally come. It feels like I'm almost pinching ourselves. We're almost pinching ourselves at this point to think that we're going to get moving again. And after we started so many jobs that it felt like maybe we'd bitten off more than we could chew, we managed to bring all of the jobs that needed bringing to a close. Managed to put some much needed funds back in the sailing kitty, and it's time to go and explore this amazing country and share it with you guys. So to make sure you don't miss any future videos, obviously hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. And again, we're going to bring you, as I say, an updated boat tour in a few videos time. So again, make sure you've hit that bell so you can be notified when that goes live. And other than that, we hope you're staying safe, well, and we're really looking forward now to showing off some of the best of Britain. Bye for now.